me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Here we go.
In any of these videos is protected by copyright. Fortnite. They got the bus noise. I'm scared already. Now you can stream 3 more hours. I gotta get me some.
I'm sure by now we all know what Fortnite is.
We all know what Fortnite is. Okay, cool. I'm hooked. I already know what you're talking about. I'm Fortnite 101. That's all I do.
I had known about it for the longest time, but I never actually played it until my friends basically forced me to download it and play with them. They wanted to play in squads, which is what it's called when you play in groups of 4. My 4 friends were Evan, Xavier, and Braxton.
Evan, Xavier, and Braxton. Appreciate the follow, Danny. Evan, Xavier, and Braxton. White, and white. As long as I know the black people are safe in this story, I'm not scared no more. I'm going to sit back, relax. I'm not worried. I'm brave 101. No worries 101. Hakuna Matata 101 is here.
Evan was hands down the best player and basically the initiator of this group match. Xavier was the second best. Then there was Braxton. Braxton only spoke on his headset when he was in trouble or needed help. Evan, Xavier, and I, on the other hand, just goofed around and talked the whole time. The 2 of them did their best to explain how to play to me over the headset. Anyway, none of this really matters. I'll skip ahead to the important part. Evan stopped talking, and there was a good 10 seconds of silence. Then, Evan, who was leading us from one point to another, stopped dead in his tracks. His character just stood still for a while. Xavier turned on his headset, sounding annoyed, telling Evan to move. His character still just stood in place, and Evan said nothing, but according to the screen, Evan's mic was making noise. Then I could hear background noise that seemed to be coming from Evan's mic. Xavier, Braxton, and I were all telling Evan to move or we'd ditch him. But we all dropped silent when a horrific, almost painfully loud screaming came from Evan's mic.
Hold on. They didn't tell me they was going to have people screaming. I low-key flinched. I was like, wait. Alright, now we know people be screaming in these videos. Let's get back to it. Braxton might be black. Braxton. This kind of makes me want to play Fortnite, but not. Yeah, same.
It wasn't like he was screaming into the mic. It seemed like Evan was somewhere in the background of the room. Then, a door slammed shut in the background, and the 3 of us were left not knowing what to say or do. I told the 2 of them I'd call Evan immediately, and turned off the console. I tried calling him 5 times. He never picked up though, so I decided to drive over to his house, which was 2 minutes away.
You drove to his house? You drove to his... Listen, if I call you and you don't pick up, you just don't pick up. I'm playing Fortnite. I ain't leaving my house. Think I'm gonna leave my house of comfort and warmth and safety in Fortnite to go to your crib? Who is this? This is Evan. Evan! Doing it just like the people in the movies, man. I'm mad for Evan. Is this Evan? Who is Evan? Evan's the white guy. He gotta be the guy going to check up.
I got to his house and saw no cars in the driveway, but the front door was open and the lights were on throughout the house. I let myself in, screaming Evan's name. Evan screamed back from somewhere upstairs. I followed the sound of his voice right up to the loft bedroom, where I found him hiding under the bed. He told me to hide. I told him to get out from under the bed and tell me what happened. He said there was someone in his bedroom. He would speak in very limited sentences for the longest time, until he calmed down and would finally explain in detail. As Evan was playing Fortnite with us, he felt a tap under his bed. He pulled the cloth material that covered the sides of the bed up and looked under the bed and saw a grown man hiding underneath.
Oh my god, that's scary! Oh, we gotta go. I'm done. I ain't watching this no more. This is scary. I gotta go to sleep. What is that? What is this? Oh. What is that? That's the only reason why he under the bed. He trying to get a nut. What is this? Alright. This is too much. Watch it, don't be a bitch. Come on, Vince. Alright, here we go.
That's when he threw his headset on the bed and screamed as he backed into the corner. He says the man emerged from under the bed as Evan was still paralyzed in fear in the corner, screaming. Then the man walked straight out the bedroom door, and that was the last we ever saw of him. At that moment, he didn't know if the man was still in the house or not, so he called the cops, not knowing what else to do.
So you mean to tell me this man was under your bed, you catch him, and he just walks out? Brave 101 in the building. I'm spooked 101 now. I'm spooked. That's creepy. At least kill me. Attempt to kill me. You can't just sneak into my house under my bed and then leave. You gotta at least. I gotta at least go home too. I gotta at least go back to school with the crazy story. Like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm at the lunch. Picture me. I'm at the lunch table. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You checked out Fox 5 the other day, bro? You checked out CNN? Did you check out Royal Star on Instagram? The whole story about me and the dude under my bed trying to scare me? Yeah, man, we put up a good old fight. I was like, bro, what are you doing? I hit him with the 2-piece. Bink, 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 bink. Hit him with the 2-piece. I dropped him off. Took him out the game. Don't ever come back to my house. Bam, bam. Then I called the police. They took him away. But now, I gotta go tell you the story. Oh yeah, somebody was under my bed, beating his meat probably, and just walked out. What kind of story is that? I ain't getting no pictures with that story. And then now, I don't know where you at now. You left my house. You somehow snuck in before. Now you left scot-free and you can sneak back in at any time while I'm trying to play Fortnite with my squad? And stream at the same time? Evan.
When they showed up, we didn't know what to expect from them. 2 cops actually showed up. The male officer went inside of the house and looked around, while the female officer stayed with us outside with a small pocket notebook in her hand, writing down what Evan described to her. And just like that, the cops left. I stayed over Evan's house that night just to make him feel better. You
stayed over his house? I'm not staying at Evan's house. I'm not even Evan's friend no more. He said he stayed over at his house. This man is a better friend than me. How many of y'all would stay at his house? Let me know in the chat right now. How many of y'all would stay over? He's Asian. He said, he stayed under the bed where dude jacked off. So he gets to the mind of the serial killer. He said, not I. Not me, I couldn't sleep.
still play Fortnite together. I'm much better now.
Stark says nope.
I've never been a huge Fortnite person, but all my friends have.
Alright, so this is story number 2 right here. So they never caught the Tempur-Pedic killer. They never caught the Tempur-Pedic killer. That's scary. That's the scary part. This man is still, till this day, hiding under comfort mattresses. That's scary. Let me look under my bed. What's going under my bed? Hell no, I wouldn't. Because what if he comes back right? Alright, here comes story number 2.
Have been for a while. I always feel like I'm being left out when they're saying to jump on Fortnite and such. Yeah, I've played the game a few times and I get the gist of the gameplay and whatnot. I'm just not good at the game. So
Hold up. Yeah, if y'all know me, I always land in that basketball building and retail row. I already feel connected and engaged to this story number 2. This is my building. Whenever I play squads, this is my designated building. Black Tops 101. That's...
one Monday night, I hopped on the game and played alone just to practice. I did that over and over and over, until I started actually getting pretty decent at the game. Then I started to play the game with other players. Not my friends, just random people online.
I play with random people all the time. I'm a little worried. I play with random people all the time. I be trolling them. Let's see.
I played a game of duos, meaning with one other person on my team. His gamer tag was BobRocket16 or something like that, with a few extra C's and E's or whatever. I didn't write it down. We lost the game. Think we ranked like number 20. After the game was over, I got a personal message from the guy saying he thought I was really good and that we should play again.
First of all, if you finish 20 in duos, y'all are trash. This is how I know the story fake. Ain't no way if I'm partnered up with somebody in duos and we finish 20th in duos, am I telling my teammate, oh, you're pretty good, let's squad back up? No! We finished 20th. Matter of fact, I'm reporting you.
It was weird because really I didn't play too well at all that game. Nevertheless, I played another game with him. This time he turned on his microphone and was trying to talk to me. I don't have a gaming microphone, so I couldn't talk back. I could only hear him through the TV speakers. Based on his tone and what he was saying, he seemed to be getting annoyed that I wasn't talking to him. I heard him say things like, "Put your mic on and stop being a faggot." Any thought of this guy being cool was gone at this point. I thought he was just a straight up douche.
Hold on.
I heard him say things like, "Put your mic on and stop being a faggot." Any thought of this guy?
That's really how these games beat up. Reporter 101. That's me. I'm Reporter 101. Y'all call me that from now on. Reporter 101 in the building. Taking lunches all day. That's me.
Being cool was gone at this point, and I thought he was just a straight up douche. I was gonna finish the game, but after that was it with this guy. He kept saying stuff, most of it incoherent simply because of my distance to the TV and the noise of the actual game itself. But then I heard him say my name. Not just my first name, my full name. When I heard this, I panicked and thought to myself, wait, is my real name displayed on my profile? But I realized, no, it couldn't be. The guy kept saying things over the mic, but I wasn't listening at this point. I went over to the console and turned it off in a panic. Just knowing that the sound of the guy's voice was gone now made me sigh in relief. I texted my friends and told them about it. They all seemed to think it was funny, typing their LOLs and LMAOs and whatnot. I put my phone down on the desk as I went on my laptop. The phone vibrated again. I expected it to be one of my friends, but it was an unknown number. The message was hi, and then my full name. I typed back, "Who is this?" The typing bubbles with the 3 dots came up for the longest time. I waited anxiously to see what this person was going to say. The message was, "Is this your address?" and then my actual address. I once again typed, "Who is this?" and then I lied and typed, "No, that isn't my address." The person never responded after that. I started accusing my friends of fucking with me. They all swore they had nothing to do with it though. Low-key, I didn't believe them, but I didn't bother feeding into it. I figured if it is them, the more reaction I give, the more kicks they get out of it. I went to bed ignoring my friends.
Oh, that scared me. Can you imagine trying to go to sleep after all of that and you hear just a random on your window? Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I gotta get the strap. That's it. Plain and simple. I gotta get the strap. After I have the heart attack, we gotta get the strap. We gotta sleep with it under the pillow. We're going crazy with it.
I woke up to something. I was almost positive I heard a noise. You know how sometimes a sound will wake you up, but you don't know what the sound was because you weren't awake yet to hear it? Well, that was me at this moment. I sat up looking around my room as anyone naturally would. My whole body jerked in startlement as there was a set of knocks on my window. Instead of looking to see who was out there like a man, I ran like a coward out of my room and to the nearest bathroom where I locked.
The nearest bathroom? Oh my. Where's your parents? Where's your brother and sister? Who else is in this house with you? I don't blame you. Don't look through the window. Busted a nut through the door. He needs a new group of friends around him. You shouldn't even have to blame. Right. This man said he ran out his room to run into a bathroom. This is Evan 2.0. Evan doing some dumb stuff. This is Evan. Why would you run out your room to the bathroom? Run outside. Get some open room where you get some neighbors or somebody to hear you. Reporter 101 here reporting a dead Carmichael Johnson here on Shot 101. Reporter 101 doing his duty, man. Reporter 101.
Locked myself in. There were no windows in that bathroom, so I felt safe. I actually fell asleep in that bathroom, and when I woke up, I texted my friends again, telling them all to go fuck themselves.
First of all, you slept in the toilet, and yet you had service to text your friends the next morning. Could you not call the police, Evan? Evan 2.0 is dumb. What? He two mistakes. Back to back. I'm mad. I hope Evan dies at this point. I hope Evan dies. All types of nut busters. I hope the Tempur-Pedic serial killer comes and kills you, Evan 2.0. You deserve to die. He definitely got his nut extracted while he was sleeping. Oh, man. Got Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby that came through.
They all got
Stupid
a kick out of
101.
it, but when I saw them in person, they seemed pretty genuine when they told me they had nothing to do with it. To this day, I really don't know if my friends were pranking me, or if that guy who I was playing Fortnite with actually somehow got my information and came to my house.
Oh, it's 3 stories. Okay. Story number 2 definitely deserved to die. I'm sorry, but he definitely had to go. All right, we got one more Fortnite story. He got Weinstein. Yeah, Evan 2.0 he deserves to go. But Fruta, what's under my bed? I gotta look under my bed. I don't trust this no more. I can't even play Fortnite. Matter of fact, I'm uninstalling. That day I would have stopped playing Fortnite Simple 101. For real, I'm done playing Fortnite.
My 10-year-old son Chris had been playing that Fortnite game all day, every day for the past few months, and it had been driving me insane.
These are the people we be dying to. Look at the focus and little Oh my gosh. This is the people we be dying to. That be building, y'all be seeing the people that be building thousands upon thousands of miles into the sky. This is who does that behind the scenes. Little do you know. Craziness. I can't believe I be dying to little kids like this, man. Every day. Little Ethan.
I would scream at him to go out once in a while. Instead, all I heard was that sound of that bus honking its horn every 10 minutes and constant gunshots coming from his room. Eventually, one night at like 9 p.m., Chris came out of his room and shouted out to the kitchen that he was having someone over. I angrily asked him who. He said, "Some guy from Fortnite who lives around here." A fuse went off and
Little Ethan, why are you inviting little people to my house? Little Ethan. They all deserve to go. They gotta go. Get them out of here, coach.
in my head as I heard this. Apparently, he invited over some random person he was talking to on Fortnite. When I asked him how old, Chris shrugged his shoulders and said, "I don't know, he sounds kinda old." I started to freak out, knowing some random stranger who was probably well older than my 10-year-old son was coming to my house. I locked all the doors and turned on all the porch lights. I told Chris to just keep playing his game in his room and not to talk to anyone else.
Big Ethan, your little Ethan done invited a whole stranger to your house, and you still allow him to play Fort. I'm getting my belt and going crazy. How are you putting my punishment? How is he still playing Fortnite? Big Ethan tripping too, man. Big Ethan, what are you doing? Little Ethan's spoiled. He's a little. This whole story making me mad. I'm not even scared no more. I'm mad. Both Big Ethan and Little Ethan deserve to die. Story number 3, everybody gotta go. I hope they all die in story 3. What the fuck? Just shoot them. Right.
I waited around by the windows until a car pulled up in front of my house. It stopped and the headlights turned off. The door opened, someone came out and started walking up the pathway to my front door. I felt like my heart dropped into my stomach when I saw some middle-aged man, probably 40, mildly overweight, step into the light and then up the stairs to the front door. He rang the bell 3 times. I ignored it. Then he started pounding on the door for a bit. I ignored that as well. He walked down the stoop, looking up through the windows as he walked down the pathway. I made sure he couldn't see me. I thought for sure he'd go to his car and leave, but he went around to the side of my house, out of sight from the windows. He was actually going to my back door. I heard from around back the door being nudged, as he clearly tried to open it. I stayed put where I was. There were no other entry points to the house, so once he gave up, he would surely leave. When the noises from the back door stopped, I waited for 5 minutes in the kitchen, until I thought it was time to check. I wanted to hopefully get a look outside, so I shut the lights and lifted the blinds in the kitchen. There was the man's face, 2 inches from the glass, as he looked into the kitchen, or rather, he now looked at me. I screamed with a shake in my yell that I was calling the cops. I think that scared him off because he walked away, and I watched as he got in his car and left. I didn't call the cops though. Instead, I marched right to Chris's room and scolded him. I grounded him for 2 weeks for endangering not only the household, but himself. That meant no video games for 2 weeks, and after the 2 weeks, he would have to go 2 months without access to his wireless headset. Now that the 2 weeks are up, he's back on the game. I get sick to my stomach thinking about what would have happened if I wasn't home.
Me, I'm just living my life. Don't give a fuck what you think. You could tell by the look in my eyes. Pick up on images when I blink. I be envisioning shit, yeah. Then I start ripping this shit, yeah. There ain't no principle, keeping it real with you. Call me invincible, kid. Yeah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't cash out at the bank.